questions than answers. A conversation I had with Aimé Michel in 1962 comes to mind in this connection. I was working at the time on a scientific project in which we were programming one of the first computers to use printed circuit boards or cards instead of discrete tubes. When something went wrong with a circuit, the IBM repairman simply ran a test that identified the card, replaced it, and threw out the old one, without bothering to find out which particular component, transistor, condenser, or other, had failed. The concept at the time was revolutionary. So was the degree of miniaturization. At work that afternoon, I had picked up a discarded board from the trash and held it out in my palm to Aimé. "I want you to assume that I am a 15th century farmer," I told him. "Pretend that I have just found a strange object while plowing my field. You are the learned abbot of the local monastery. You have read the extant literature in Greek, Latin, and Hebrew. You are familiar with all the scientific knowledge of the time. Now, dear father, will you tell me what this is and what I should do with it?" I placed before him the printed circuit board. Aimé picked it up, admired the slick-colored devices on one side and the flat silvery connections on the other. Gingerly he returned it to me and said, "Burn it, my son. It is the work of the devil." Indeed, there was no way a 15th century scholar could ever imagine the purpose of such a device. Even if he had been able to analyze the material of which the transistors were made, what are the chances that he would have measured the impurities they contained? And even if he had measured the amount of impurities, what are the chances that he would have grasped this incredible concept? The impurities were introduced on purpose, in carefully calibrated quantities, to make the device fulfill its function. The only hypothesis that is accounted for the phenomenon, given the culture of the time, was the one Aimé had proposed. It was the work of the devil, fit only for burning. We may face a similar situation today. The metal fragments